And that was how the people of France stood up to King Louis XVII and his wife Marie Antoinette, stormed the Bastille, and forced the monarch out of France. They were shouting, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, meaning liberty, equality, and fraternity. This is the national motto of France. It was the uprising that led to the expulsion of that monarchy and the execution of the king and his wife.
Did they die by firing squad or poison?
No, they were taken to the guillotine.
Where is that?
It's not a place, it's a machine.
A machine for what?
A machine for beheading people.
Really? That's awful. What kind of machine is that?
A guillotine is a machine designed for beheading people quickly with minimal pain.
Is it like a knife?
Sort of like a large falling blade. Here's a picture. You see, it mainly consists of a tall frame with a weighted blade that slides down to cut off the person's head.
Dear, that's gruesome. How did the people start using the guillotine?
Well, the guillotine was not always used. Before the guillotine, members of the nobility were beheaded with a sword and sometimes an axe, and the poor were usually hanged in public squares. Highwaymen were broken on wheels, heretics were burned alive, and counterfeiters were boiled alive.
So what was wrong with the sword, axe, the burning and the boiling?
Well, those methods were more painful than the guillotine. It took many blows for the condemned person to be killed. The guillotine was considered a humane method of execution, sparing the victims of suffering or mangling through their death.
More like it offered a better choice, quick death.
Swift! That was it.
Who invented the guillotine?
The guillotine is often attributed to Joseph Ignace Guillotine. As a physician, he proposed that France should adopt a new method of execution, a simple machine that can decapitate a person by a single stroke. But the person who designed the guillotine prototype was Antoine Louis. He worked for Tobias Schmidt, a German harpsichord maker, to build the device.
How did guillotine feel when the machine was named after him?
Initially, a sense of pride, but when he became infamous during the French Revolution, he tried to distance himself from the device. At a point, he even petitioned to have it renamed.
I can imagine his frustration at being associated with something like that. Imagine introducing yourself like this. Hi, I am Dr. Guillotine, the brain behind the killer machine. What a disaster! Was it only France that used the guillotine?
Well, the guillotine was popular around Europe. Countries like Switzerland, Italy, Belgium, Germany, Austria, and Sweden used it, but it featured more prominently in France during the French Revolution. Even during the World War II, the Nazis used the guillotine to execute many people who opposed their regime.
How many?
An estimated 16,500 people.
Adolf Hitler must have proposed it, right?
Not quite. He didn't like the idea of a guillotine when it was initially proposed because it was associated with the reign of terror in France. But later, he agreed to it, and it became a standard means of execution along with other methods like shooting, poisoning, and hanging.
Who was the first man to face the guillotine in France?
It was a highwayman, Nicolas Jacques Pelletier on the 25th of April 1792 in a place now known as Place de l'Hôtel de Ville.
So, are guillotines still used today? In some way, maybe?
No, guillotines are no longer used anywhere in the world. The world has moved away from those kinds of punishments.
So when was the last time the guillotine was used?
The last execution with the guillotine was in 1977.
Wait, as recent as that? My father was born then.
Yeah, the guillotine remained France's method of execution from the 1790s to 1977.
Who was the last person to be executed?
His name is Hamida Jandalbi.
That's not a French name.
No, he was a Tunisian immigrant convicted of murder in France.
And when was the guillotine formally abolished?
The guillotine was abolished in 1981 under President François Mitterrand.
I wonder if there are any guillotines, perhaps under some basement.
Well, when you get to Paris, you can actually see some old guillotine blades at the Museum of Justice.
The guillotine is a powerful reminder of history. Sad and depressing though. I am glad we no longer use it. As a people, we have made progress in human rights and the way we treat people. Thank you, Mrs. Chigo. I have learned a lot today.